I know it seems we've kind of been stuck on these 1995-96 Topps Finest rookies for quite a few videos now, but we have something important to discuss that I haven't addressed in previous videos. My cards are turning green. So because of that, we're going to return once more to the 140 card Series 1 of the 1995-96 Finest set. In that Series 1, the base cards had different designs based on a player's position that they played, but we've been focusing on the 29 card subset of draft picks. They're identifiable by the orange border and this text, NBA first round draft pick, on the front. And we've looked at two that featured these close-up headshots. The landmark Kevin Garnett rookie, that's a close-up headshot. Then there was Antonio McDyess. Then we've also looked at the number 111 Joe Smith. Now that was an action shot, and it actually shares card number 111 with an error checklist. Checklist number 140 is accidentally labeled 111. Now this 113 Jerry Stackhouse is another real nice action shot, just like that Joe Smith. And but why are we here? It's turning green. Do you see on the arm right here and on the shoulder? That's not the light. That's discoloration on the card. See, no matter what direction I move this card in, you can see that's very, very consistent. Let me hold it closer. Do you see the green developing? This is a problem on a lot of the Topps cards that used this chromium technology. Topps was really working hard on innovating how they were constructing cards. They had numerous patents. If you turn this card over, you can see all of the patent numbers and the trademarks. They really were experimenting. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of innovation. Sometimes the effects of what you're experimenting with don't show themselves for many, many years. And now, a lot of us collectors have cards that are turning green. A lot of people have been referring to it as greening. And if you want to add a more understanding and accepting tone with a little bit of humor, you call it hulking. Yeah, I think that's a pretty clever term for it and kind of helps you get over the fact that your cards are all turning green. Look, unfortunately, there's not a lot that we can say that's conclusive. What have we heard about this? Okay, so let me tell you some of the situations and why we can't say too much that's conclusive. There's a story of one half of a set turning green while the other didn't. So that gets rid of any issues of storage and humidity and if they were all stored the same. We have cards that were turning green in BGS slabs. Now, you know there's that plastic sleeve in the slab. So is it an issue with that? Well, but we've seen cards turn green in PSA slabs too. Then some collectors say that they've avoided this situation. They thought they were lucky. 15 years goes by, 18 years goes by, but then all of a sudden one day, there it is. The cards begin to turn green. There's stories of cards coming right from the pack with some green. I've never noticed that myself. There are people who just swear that if humidity and light are avoided at all costs, then you're not going to get a change. But at the same time, there's people who seem 100% confident that the fate of all these early chromium cards is that they're going to turn green at some point in time. So there's conflicting opinions everywhere. Nothing conclusive about this. What can we say for sure? Well, look, it never hurts to use best practices and avoid humidity and sunlight when you're storing your cards. Whether that's the solution to this greening or not, it just doesn't hurt to do that. And many factors are probably contributing to this, but it does seem to be some kind of reaction between the ink, the other materials, something's reacting, causing this greening, because changes were made in the production, and it seems like after 1998, the phenomenon disappears. If someone has seen it after that, let me know. But it looks like changes were made and were fine after 1998. It's upsetting. It is. And it's starting to affect value in the market. You know, people are looking for it. Topps made some great cards, but like I said earlier, in the effort to innovate, sometimes the effects of the decisions you just don't know until years after the fact. And that's what we're seeing. You know, let's turn our attention to the back of this Series 1 Jerry Stackhouse card. Let's look a little bit at this card itself. By the way, all of the rookies in this set are in Series 1, except Sasha Danilovic. There's not too much more to say about this card. The trivia is interesting. It mentions that he was Sports Illustrated's Player of the Year. And in the rookie cards from this set, the stats are limited to the previous season in the totals. So if you're into statistics, you're not going to be too happy about that. They're really limited there. And then, real quick before we go, not to bring up more controversy, but in previous cards, we've talked about this protective film on the card and the debate about whether to remove it or not. You know, some like the card closer to how it came right out of the pack, which means leaving the film on. And others don't want to see defects on the film that might affect the grade of the card. And they think that the card was originally intended to be viewed without the film. They like it off. Well, this is a perfect example of why people prefer the film to be removed. You never know where the text is going to run. And, you know, let's face it, the film really disturbs the photograph there. Poor Jerry Stackhouse. You know, you can't see his face. I don't want to remove the film, not unless I get a double of this card. So, yeah, you know, thanks for watching. Like I said, a lot of Topps Finest rookies, but I really wanted to address this issue of the cards greening. That's an important thing that we've overlooked. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.